Hello, welcome to this lecture. So in this lecture, we will analyze the truss using the method of section. Now, method of section is also a part of analytical method. In the previous lecture, we have analyzed truss using the method of joint. So in this lecture, this is the content that we are going to discuss. First, we will see what is the concept of method of section. Then we will see the procedure, and then we will solve two examples using the method of section. Now, before understanding the concept of method of section, first of all, I will discuss where can we use this method of section. Well, method of section is generally used when we are required to find out forces in some selective members, not in the entire member of the truss, but only if we are required to find out force in a particular member. In that case, method of section can be used and it is very efficient in that manner. Now, the concept of method of section is based on the principle that if the truss is in equilibrium, then any segment of the truss will also be in the equilibrium. So that is the concept of this method of section. Now, I would like to illustrate this concept using the diagram. Now, for example, there is a member of truss which is subjected to the tension. Okay. Now, this member is in tension. So if like, I mean, if we try to cut this member at a particular section, for example, we are cutting this member at this section. So what we are doing is we are exposing its internal forces. Now, you can see in the second part, like the force, I mean, the member is uh, cut in two parts and internal forces are exposed. Now to balance this force, to balance this force, this at this phase, the force should be tension and it will be away from that phase. So you can see this member is stretching, and if we look at the other member, the direction of the force will be opposite to this one, because again we are required to maintain the balance. So in this manner, the in both the cases you can see now that both the section are in the tension. Okay, and how we are representing them, that is also there. Similarly, this is the case of when the member is in tension. Similarly, if there is a member is in compression, so if we want to cut a section, now that is only the imaginary cut. So if we cut the section, again we can expose the internal forces of this member and make them as a external forces. So to balance this half part, now you can see the direction, I mean the sense of this compression is towards the member. Similarly, on the opposite face, the internal force will also be acting towards the face of the uh, member. So in this manner, you can see the member is in compression. Similarly, in this case also, the member is in compression. Now, the same concept can be applied to the entire truss also. As I said, the method of section or this same concept can be used to cut the member of an entire truss. Now, suppose this is the truss, and if we are required to find out forces in member BC, CG, or GF, now in that case, what we are doing is we will cut the truss in two parts at section AA. So you can see this string is showing the uh, visualization of the cut section. Now, if we cut the section, then what will happen? We can make the free body diagram of both the part, either left hand side of the section AA or of the right hand side part of the truss. So how we are showing that? So there you can see free body diagram of the left part of the truss can be shown like this. So in this manner, FBC force will be in the member BC. Similarly, FGC will be the force in member GC, Similarly, force in member GF will be FGF. Okay. Similarly, if you want to expose the right hand side part, so in that case you can see force FBC, force FGC and FGF. So this is how we can section, we can cut the truss like this, and we are just visualizing it. Okay. And we are doing this to find out the forces in the particular member. Now this method is very efficient when the forces of only a few members are to be find out. Method of joint is efficient when we are required to find out forces uh, in all the member. So in that case also we can use method of section, but generally method of joint is used when we are required to find out force in all the members. But when we are asked to find out force in a particular member or some of the member, then we can use method of section. Now we will see what is the procedure, what we are going to do in this method. First of all, we are required to find out external reaction of the entire truss. So like, for example, this is the example of truss. So in that case, first of all, we will find out the reaction at the support. Now this support is roller supported, so it will be offering only one reaction, and this is hinge support, it will be offering two reaction. Okay, so that is our first step to find out the external reaction. Then we have to decide how to cut the truss. Now that is dependent on two facts. One is the member in which we are required to find out the force. For example, if we are required to force in member AB only, then we can cut the truss at this part like this. Okay, but here is the hint. Now, how we are going to cut the section, we have to make sure that we are not cutting member which are unknown. Now, there can be maximum 3 unknown member which can be cut through the section. So in this case, if we are required to find out force in member GC, so we can cut the section like this. So in this case, you can see we are cutting only 3 member BC, GC and GF, and all 3 members are having unknown forces, okay, which are not found yet. So this is the way how we are going to decide which section or which way we are going to cut. Then the next step is to draw the FBD, free body diagram of one part. So we can make free body diagram of any one part. Either we make free body diagram of the left part or of the right part. But here is again, there is a hint. Generally, we choose a part with a least number of forces. So in this case, the least number of forces will be on the left hand part. So I will show you both right hand side and left hand side free body diagram, and then you can see we will be choosing the left side part, because in the left hand side part there are only 4 forces: FBC, FGC, FGF and the external load, which is of 1000 Newton. Now, on the other hand, if we look at the right hand side part, if we look at the free body diagram of the right hand side part, then you can see there are total 6 forces: FBC, FGC, FGF. dy is the vertical reaction at point D, dx is the horizontal reaction at point D, and ex is the horizontal reaction at point E. So it is clear we can choose left hand side part or right hand side part depending on the number of forces. Whichever part we take, we can analyze, we can find out force. But the point is we are supposed to analyze only one part. Then next step is to establish the direction of unknown forces. Now there you can see what is the direction of this force FBC, FGC and FGF. Now we know if the sense of force is away from the joint. Now you can see joint is G, and this FGC force is away from the joint. It is pointing away from the joint. Then it means we have assumed that uh, force in member GC will be in tension. Similarly, force in member BC, we have again assumed that this force will be in tension. So you can see the arrow is pointing away from the joint, from this joint. Similarly, if we look at the sense of force FGF, now in this case, the arrow is pointing towards the joint G, which means we have assumed that force in member GF will be in compression. So we are just guessing the direction in the member. So there are two ways to assume the direction. First way is we assume that whenever we cut the section, we assume that all the three members will be in tension. So that is one way. Now, in case when our numerical result will be positive, then we will say that the member which we have assumed that it will be in the tension, then it is correctly in tension. But if we get negative result, it means our assumption is wrong. This is one way that we assume all the members to be in tension. Okay. And the second way is just to guess the direction randomly, or not randomly. Uh, Generally, in the truss, horizontal members are in the tension. If we use that concept, that horizontal members are generally in tension, and inclined member can be either in tension or in compression. So based on that guess, we can make the sense. We can decide, say for example, member BC will be in tension, member GC say in compression, member GF say in tension because member GF is horizontal. So in that manner also we can assume. But whichever way you take, whether you assume using this way or using this way, the point is if you get the positive result, then your assumption is correct. If you get negative result, your assumption is incorrect and force will be in the opposite sense. Okay, so that is what I have explained in the previous lecture also. After deciding the sense of the force, then we apply the equation of equilibrium. Now here we can apply three equation of equilibrium because the concept of this method is based on that. That segment will be in the equilibrium. So here we can apply all three equation of equilibrium, which is summation of fx, fy, and summation of m should be equals to 0. Now, there is a hint when we are going to use this equation, summation of m. Now, summation of m, it means we are supposed to take moment about a point. Now, there is a hint. Which point, I mean, we should take which point to take the moment. So it says take moment about a point that lies on the intersection of the line of action of two unknown forces. For example, in this case, if we are going to consider left hand side, so in this case, if I take moment about G, then you can see the moment due to force FGC and moment due to force FGF will be 0 because their line of action is matching at point G. So with this, we can, if we apply moment at G, then we can find out the value of FBC. Okay. Similarly, if we take moment about point C, so you can see line of action of FBC and FGC is meeting at point G, point C. So if we take moment at point C, then moment due to force FBC, moment due to force FGC will be 0. And with this, we can find out uh, force in member FGF. So either we take at G or C, we will be able to find out value of one of the uh, force in member. Similarly, if we take moment about this, then we won't be able to calculate uh, force in the member directly. So that is the hint for the point to be considered for the moment. Now in the next part, we will take an example to understand this concept more. Thank you.